Hello, what's up? Commando here. Welcome to my predictions for TLC. This is up a bit late, I know, but I was too tired last night. I ended up falling asleep for like 12 hours or something in total. So hopefully that'll keep me going until all night tonight to watch TLC. Um, but let's just get straight to it. I want to make this I always try to make these as quick as possible, but I feel like I'm probably gonna rage a lot about the Sheamus Roman Reigns match. The build to this has been pretty bad, but let's get to it. First match is Sheamus versus Roman Reigns in a TLC match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And the build to this has been kind of bad, and it's mainly just due to Roman Reigns' delivery on his promos. He's really bad, really bad at it. Like especially this past week on Raw that segment was awful. That ending segment was so bad. I just it started off when he said a few stuff, and I was like, what the fuck are you having him saying stupid crap like that for? I just didn't get it. I was like, that's so stupid. Why would you have him say that? And then it went on, and Sheamus comes out and Sheamus like, oh, I'm not getting in the ring because there's a chair in there. And then he throws the chair out. Oh, I'm not getting in the ring because there's a table there. And he throws a table out. And it goes on with the ladder. It just went on, and it was so slow. And then Roman Reigns did this thing about, I thought Irishmen had potatoes, but you got tater tots. And well, that's funny. His delivery of it was so bad. It was just terrible. It doesn't sound convincing. It's obviously just reading a script. He's so bad at that. Like, I like Roman. I just think he's so bad at his mic stuff. And it's because it's so scripted. I think that's a big problem, and it's ruining a lot of people. It's ruining the bloody show. It just sounded so bad, and he just kept going on about this tater tots thing. I mean, the crowd did get into it, but he just drove it into the ground pretty much. He kept saying it. Eventually they threw the ladder out, and it was actually a good brawl when they finally got to it, like a decade later. It was okay, and it ended with the spear through the table, but the promo was so bad, and that Raw was bad for the most part. Like, it started out, like when I heard, because I didn't get it watched till Wednesday, and I heard a lot of bad things about it, and I was like, oh, give it a chance. I think some people maybe a bit harsh, but it started off really good. I thought that fail forward thing with all the teams, I thought that was really good, and it was action packed from start to finish. And then it just went downhill from there. It was so bad. Like, people were saying the Kevin Owens Ziggler match was good, but I actually fell asleep during that match. Legit fell asleep. Now I was tired, but the match was really boring. Loads of rest holds. That seems to happen a lot in Kevin Owens matches. There are loads of rest holds. Like, I like the guy, and he's had good matches before, like in NXT and stuff, but a lot of times it's just rest holds. I mean, it did pick up a bit near the end, but way too much rest holds. It really annoys me. Like, I'm not against rest holds entirely, because it can work, but they seem to just use them too much, I find. On the main roster, they do use them way too much. But this, I think Sheamus will win. Like, they even said, I think it was the week before, they're like, oh, it's just Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. The League of Nations won't be able to get in. And I'm like, yeah, they will. It's like, how fucking stupid are you? What a stupid thing to say. I think all of them guys will get involved. Probably the Usos and Dean Ambrose. But I think Sheamus is winning this one. I don't think he's going to lose just yet. So next we have Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose. The match didn't really get a lot of build, but that's kind of because Kevin Owens was sick, like, no, this past week, but the week before. And I think he was going to originally be involved with the League of Nations. He was going to be in that thing, apparently. But unfortunately he was sick. But it kind of worked out because they had that Fatal 4-Way thing on Raw, but and I love the League of Nations theme song. It just screams heel to me. That's a really great heel song for them. I just love it. But the build is okay for this. But that first week they didn't even do anything. I think it was like the week the Raw after the thing. I can't remember. Oh no, it didn't start until like the They had that SmackDown, the triple threat. Yeah, okay, so I'm speaking crap. But build's been okay. The contract signing was all right. It was kind of quick, and then on Raw, like Ambrose threw juice and popcorn at him, but it was all right. It was okay. Um, I don't know who's gonna win this. I honestly don't care. I really thought this was gonna be a tables match or just something, no DQ or something. Like I hate these like stipulation specific pay-per-views, and they don't have every match, going by that. Especially like at Extreme Rules. It used to be that way, and then now they don't do that. I thought this would have been a good match to have as even just like a street fight or something. I don't know who's gonna win. I'm gonna go with Dean Ambrose, but I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Owens retains and they continue to do nothing with him. Um, if people want to see Sami Zayn get called up and have a feud with Kevin Owens. I don't. Just look at everybody else that's been called up from NXT. I don't know why people are still saying that to this day. I mean, it's been happening for years that they're ruining people. But some people keep saying it. I just don't get it. I see it on Twitter all the time. Oh, all these people are injured, so we need more people to get called up. Or I just read last night. It was, all these people aren't getting used, so they need to call up more people. And that'll help. How? That won't help anything. That's just making it worse. Stupid. So yeah, I'll go with Dean Ambrose to win, but I don't know. I don't really care. Moving on, we have the New Day versus the Usos versus the Lucha Dragons in triple threat ladder match for the tag titles. The build's been okay, but it's mainly just because the New Day kill it every time they're on there. The New Day's really good. I don't know why more people aren't being allowed to, do what they're doing and have more freedom with their characters and their promos, because clearly it works and they kill it every single time. They're really good. And I thought the Lucha Dragons were sort of improving mainly Sin Cara, but then he just went on a botch fest this bloody SmackDown where when they do that springboard monkey flip thingy, well, he didn't even push Kalisto right, and bloody Kalisto landed feet first on bloody Kofi Kingston's stomach. And he was doing other botches as well. I was like, fucking hell. I don't know who should win or whatever. I'd prefer the New Day just to keep it, but I feel like maybe they're gonna drop it. And I don't know. I don't really want to see any of those teams be champions again, to be honest. Or first time for Lucha Dragons. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with the New Day. I think they should retain. Probably. I mean, they say it's only gonna be 2 people from the New Day, but there's no DQ, so they can get involved if they want to get involved. So I think they'll probably be like Big E and Kofi, and then Xavier will maybe come in at the end, like after everybody's gotten wrecked, and take the titles. I could see something like that happening. So yeah, that's how that'll go. But yeah, New Day's been the highlight of the shows for me each week. They're just really, really good, really entertaining. By far the best thing about the main roster right now. Now moving on, we have Charlotte versus Paige, and Charlotte's gonna have Ric Flair just for the Divas Championship. There was word it was gonna be a ladder match at one point, but nope. And again, bad build to this, mainly because of the Charlotte is horrible at promos. Paige isn't much better, but Charlotte is she's just like Roman Reigns, horrible at the promos, so bad. And I'm not a hater of them. I like them. I'm just saying how it is. They're not good at promos. Just so clear that she's reading off a script, like so monotonous, just really bad. Like this past week on Raw, that whole bloody thing with Miz, and she was saying, if I have anything to say to Paige, I'll say it on Sunday, but in the most monotone voice ever, like no emotion at all. And then she said something else, which is like, if Paige comes out here, then I'll say something to her. Like, what the fuck? They have her say some stupid stuff, and then it ended with Rick getting slapped, and then he was like, get her! Like she's some sort of dog or something. just so fucking terrible, so terrible at promos. Like that was just horrible, horrible segment. Um, and it looks like they were gonna turn Charlotte heel maybe because of the Becky Lynch thing. Like I think Becky Lynch is gonna get involved, and honestly I think Charlotte should go heel. I think it would be better. And hope this Paige thing ends because I'm kind of sick of her as well. I'd rather see Charlotte versus Becky or something, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like what they're doing here with Charlotte and all of them really. I mean, at least Sasha Banks and that. Like Sasha Banks hasn't been pinned or anything yet. She hasn't. I think she might have been submitted near the beginning of the whole Divas Revolution crap. I can't remember, but she has not been pinned at all. So that they must have some sort of plans for her, which is good. Like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, bring her, you're burying her or whatever." But she has not been pinned, so they must want to do something with her. Maybe they'll save it for WrestleMania or something, but I don't know. I don't know. But I just hope they do the feuds better, or let Charlotte. Let them just do something. Let them have more freedom in their promos, because she's so bad at it. So bad. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like the way they're going there. I'll go with Charlotte to win. Or I think there'll be some Becky interference. Now, moving on, we have the ECW Originals, Bubba Devon, Tommy Dreamer, and Rhino versus the Wyatt family. Rhino's return was kind of cool, but they didn't even have him do a gore. They didn't even have one gore. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you fucking serious? You bring him back and you don't even let him do the gore. Don't know. And then we didn't even see him on SmackDown or that. I was like, I'm sure he's already realizing that he should have just stayed at NXT. The build to this one, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about it. It's been okay. They did that sort of table thing where they had their names written on the tables, and they had like one massive ass table for Braun. Bray went through a table, and Dreamer got like speared through a table by Rowan. It was okay. It felt like it could have been better though. Could have been better. But I think the Wyatts need to win this one. Like they keep losing. I don't get it. Like there's a lack of stars and that, and you still insist on these people losing when they shouldn't be losing. Build them up for God's sake. Bray should be a big deal by this point, and he's not. I mean, yeah, a year ago he was doing that thing with Dean Ambrose and he was winning most of the matches, but it didn't feel like it really meant anything, in my opinion. I don't think it really did anything. The matches were alright, but it didn't. I don't feel like it did anything. I don't know. I don't get it. Like I'm not someone who's just gonna hate and hate and hate. I just simply want to be entertained. And if you did that, I wouldn't hate on the show. There is people that just hate and hate and hate, and I see it on Twitter and it pisses me off. Like people hate every little thing. Like they'll just say, "Oh, this is shit. This is shit. Oh, this is stupid." Whenever, I read through WWE's tweets and I'll see the responses, and it just pisses me off. Like people will just go out to hate every little thing. Or like Rhino returns, like, "Oh my god, this is awesome. I need to start watching again." But then they did something else, and I was like, "Oh, this is shit. This is stupid. Why are you doing this?" I don't know. I hate that. Like I simply want to be a fan. I want to love wrestling. I really do. Like the way I love NXT. Like if you didn't see my review for that NXT in Glasgow show, you should go check it, and you'll see how much I loved that show. Like I wanna love wrestling. I really do. I put so much of my time into it. I mean, tonight I'm gonna get no sleep because I'm gonna stay up to watch it. Like I wanna be a fan. I'm a big fan of wrestling. I've been a fan since like 2001. I think was when I started watching. When I was like 7 or 8 or something. And I've been a fan ever since, but if just these last few years, it's just making me hate the show, and I don't want to hate the show, but you're making me hate the show, WWE. I don't get it, and your ratings keep going down and down. I don't know what it's gonna take for Vince to get his head out of his ass and change things. I really don't, but I mean, it keeps getting lower. It's like record low ratings since like I think it was like 1997 or something. My screen being a ferret. Uh, but and there's nothing's changing. Like I remember reading there was a thing came out. Like I read like wrestling sites, um, and it said something about oh, there's going to be a change tonight. Like they did some. There was like some survey on the website where what people like about main roster and what people like about NXT, and there was a thing came out that said, oh, the creatives changed and there's going to be a big change after this survey, and I was like, yeah, right. And then it was like one of the most boring Raws ever, just bullshit. But anyways, moving on, because I could ramble and ramble for ages. We have Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger in a chairs match for the US Championship. Again, the build to this has not been good, I don't think. I just seem to be saying that all the time. Like for NXT, I was saying every match the build was good, and now the build has been bad. That week when they did the League of Nations, they didn't even do anything with Swagger. They did stuff this week, but it wasn't very good. I mean, Del Rio's now he's away from Zeb. That whole thing with Zeb, I don't know. It just wasn't going anywhere. I feel I said it at Survivor Series, they ruined Del Rio. Like, he came back and it was a major surprise. Everybody was shocked. And then he had a shit match with Cena. And the promos since then have been really bad. I think it's just maybe if it's like the language, he's not English. I don't know if that's holding him back, but he just isn't good at promos. I'm sure if he was let loose in Spanish and if I could understand Spanish, it would be awesome. But he's a great wrestler, but he's not good at the promos. And the thing with Swagger, everybody knows Swagger's not going to win. It's like they have a match. Spoiler alert for the tribute to the troops thing. There's a Swagger versus Rusev match, and somebody commented. I'm sure you know who's going to win. I don't even need to say. If you don't want to listen, well, go away. Or put the sound off for a minute. But there's a Rusev versus Swagger match, and somebody said, "Oh, why couldn't you have your patriotic guy win? Why are you having the anti-US guy win?" I was like, Swagger has never beaten Rusev and never will. It's like, what the hell? What difference can it make? I was just glad they didn't have all the faces win. That's what they usually do. They have all the faces win at that show, but there was a couple of matches where the heels won. But the Rio Swagger, don't know what to say about it. The Rio will win. Just doing nothing with him, making the US title seem meaningless again. Maybe they just need to have an interesting feud that makes you want to see the match and makes you... Well, that's it. That makes you want to see the match. There needs to be moments happening that are good and interesting. And it's simple. Just make you want to see the match. Like, who wants to see this match? Seriously, who wants to see this match? Nobody wants to see this match. It's because there's nothing that's happened in this so-called feud that makes you want to see the show. Simple as that. So, Del Rio to the win. Next, we have Ryback versus Rusev. This is the last match. The build to this sort of just started not this past week on Raw, but the week before. And it's been okay. It's been alright. I'd probably say it's probably one of the better builds out of the lot, to be honest. Started off with Ryback running into the steps, or shoved Rusev into the steps, was it? And then Lana was there and she got wrecked, I think. I don't know. But also, just while I remembered, the whole thing with Sheamus, like people said, oh, he was horrible and everything, but I think he's proved that he isn't. Like on the mic, I think he's really good, and he's really like energetic and stuff. Like he had like that interview thing with Michael Cole, and he was so like charismatic. Would that be the word? He was really good. He was really, really entertaining. I was like, this was really bloody good. I was loving it, and I think he's really good at promos as well. I think he's good at them. But the Ryback Rusev, they wrecked Lana, and then she was like crying, and Rusev went out to her, and then I think they did some Miss TV thing or something on SmackDown. I don't know. And then this past week they had another match, Ryback Rusev. and I think Lana, didn't she like fake an injury or something? She was like, "Oh, you broke my leg, you broke my leg," and he didn't even touch her. And then I think it ended in, I think it ended in a no counter or something, and Rusev put on the accolade or something like that. I can't remember. But it's been alright, you know. It's been an okay build. Um, would have thought Rusev would win. I don't know. But there's been stuff for a while now that Lana has major heat on her because apparently she leaked the thing to TMZ or whatever, and WWE didn't like that. And apparently she did it as sort of like payback for WWE for the stupid feud with, you know, Ziggler and Summer and all that crap. So apparently they're doing that, and the whole uh, you didn't go all the way or something with Ziggler. Apparently they didn't know about that when it was happening, when the promo thing was happening and Ryback came out and he said that. Apparently they didn't know that, so WWE being assholes as usual, you know. But they do that, they've done that for years where they'll try to break up people that are actually a couple, putting them in a stupid feud. They do that all the time. Bloody idiots. But I'll go with Rusev to win. Don't know. I don't know really where else they would go with that. And there's no pre-show match announced yet. Probably wouldn't be surprised if it's Ziggler and Breeze. Ziggler is. I'm surprised that Ziggler's gotten most of the wins in these matches that they've had. I didn't think that would happen, but then again, Kevin and NXT Talent Killer Dunn doing his work. Yeah, Breeze. Loved him at NXT, had a lot of great matches. Not really happening now. I mean, I like Summer Rae as well. I really like Summer Rae. At least she's doing something with him. But I don't know. Just I don't want to see anybody get called up because they're just not gonna get used right. Anywho's, that's about it. I've rambled for 22 minutes. As usual, I usually get into these things. I want to try and make them as quick as possible, but I always end up rambling and rambling. But if you have any predictions, or if you agree or disagree or whatever, you know, leave a comment. I'll definitely get back to you. I finally got caught up in all my emails last night. I fell asleep while reading through WWE's Twitter. That's on my way to do after this video is uploaded. And I've got a lot of other stuff to catch up with, so hopefully I get all that done before TLC. That's like 2:45, 10 to 3, so I'm hoping I get all that stuff done. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave your predictions for TLC. I'll just check my wrestling site that I see to see if there's any new news or what have you. Oh, they announced NXT Takeover Dallas, which will happen 2 days before WrestleMania, and Triple H's face in his tweet is absolutely hilarious. He's just got this cocky smile on his face. I'm looking at it right now, and he's holding a ticket. And like some of the tweets back are pretty funny. He's like, "I bet it'll be a better show than WrestleMania." I thought it was just really funny. I seen the face and I was like, and I looked up the date and I was like, I think that's right before WrestleMania, and it is. That's a big deal, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Takeover is better than WrestleMania. I mean, WrestleMania tends to be better, you know, it does tend to be a bit better, but NXT Takeover 2 days before, I think that's a big deal. I really was pretty kind of marking out when I seen that. I was like, oh my god, that's a really big deal. So that means there'll probably be another Takeover February kind of time, I would guess. Where that'll be, I don't know. But it'll be good to see. Good to see what happens. 'Cause I really love NXT, really do. But yeah, that's it. There's no more news, I don't think. Some stuff about Lucha Underground. Apparently, I think they were taping stuff last night or something. Also, they announced Lesnar versus Del Rio, which will be in a non-televised live event. And I've also heard that Lesnar's going to face Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. That's apparently a match going about, and I'd love to see that if they actually had the Kevin Owens from earlier this year at NXT. You know, the dominant beast, but now he's a pussy. I'd rather have that, and that Owens versus Lesnar. Maybe things will change and they will start booking him like that. Doubtful, but I'd like to see that. But anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.